something rather unusual as part of his challenge for all of us this morning. Please help me welcome DTM Hyde Ives with his presentation, Prison Ministry and How Members Can Get Involved. Hyde Ives, Prison Ministry and How Members Can Get Involved.
Toastmasters and guests. Women of Magic Circle, I want you in prison. All of you, I want you in prison. With me. With the women in Dayton, Texas. As most of you know, we here at Magic Circle, through Max, do Toastmaster ministry at the women's prison in Dayton and the men's prison in Keegan's prison downtown. And there are 4 of us currently doing that. Max, Jim, Richard, and myself. There are no women involved. The Keegan's program has become so popular there that we've had to form a second club. They don't allow groups any larger than 40 to congregate. So we're now doing 2 ministries every Friday. And they are excited for it. They're gaining things from it. They're coming up and thanking us. But you know, 4 guys can just do so much with 40 women. We need your help. We need your insight. We need the kind of guidance and direction and intimacy that we can't give them. We need your perspective, and they need to see your successes. They need to hear your stories. We can give them our stories, and we have, but that goes just so far. Now, the unfortunate thing is that Keegan's is a good hour's drive away. The 2 programs are back to back, noon to 2, 2:30 to 4:30. You basically are going to wipe out a Friday. Now, some do it once a month. Some of us do it 2 or 3 times a month. Max, to this day, I do not know how he does it, but he's at 70% of them, both Keegan's and Dayton. I personally, I find it very difficult to do both of them back to back. Just from the things that you hear from these women and from the men. My psyche says, one or the other, but not both at the same time. And we've worked up a pretty good program to where Jim and Richard and I are backing Max up, and one will do one and one will do the other on a given day, so nobody's having to do both of them. But I know that's a sacrifice, but 3 years ago, Max very casually invited me to come to a meeting and see what it was all about at the Keys. And here I am, still doing it. It has a magnetism to it because you see the sincerity in these women and men. And it's not just young women. Last week, the audience ranged from early 20s to early 60s and everything in between. We have mother-daughter combination combinations in the same prison. In the last 6 months, there have been 2 mother-daughter combinations. Now, and truth be known, there's probably several mother-daughter combinations, but not in the same prison. There have been stories that have helped me grow. You know, these are both in the faith-based dorms. And a year or so ago, there was this beautiful young lady, and she had a very short haircut. And she gave her icebreaker and stood up and said, "I'm looking forward to getting home to my daughter and my wife. And I'm going to love getting back together with my daughter and my wife." Well, she was the male half of a lesbian relationship. And she said, "I'm praying to God and working through the Bible and doing this in God's way." And I said, "Wait a minute, this is incongruous." And I asked Max about it. And he said, "Well, that's the way it is." And there was a female guard down at Keegan's that I asked the same question. She said, "You know, no big deal." I went to the associate pastor at Memorial Drive Presbyterian Church, and he said, "Hyatt, here's what you need to do. If she is truly in the Bible, encourage her to stay there and get more into it. Because at some point in time, she's going to realize that those two are incongruous, and she'll drop that part and stay with the Word of God." I thought, what a lesson. Because that's not only just there, that's a life lesson, okay? Given to me by a prisoner. So, while we may think we're helping them, you know, they can help us. And they do. Because I'm humbled, absolutely humbled, at the positive attitude that they have, given what they've been through. Because some of the stories are absolutely horrendous. You wonder how they could physically, mentally get through it, let alone get through it and have a positive mental attitude going forward. So ladies, and gentlemen, but ladies specifically, I challenge you, come with us, visit with us. You don't have to make the commitment, just come. Take a Friday, talk to Max, we'll get you up there, we'll get you in, and hopefully get you as part of the ministry